Hey guys, well, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'd love if you subscribe if you haven't already. I'm Nicole and I make videos about beauty, motherhood, lifestyle, all that kind of stuff, just sort of like things I'm really interested in, but I'd love if you join me here. And today's video, I'm really excited to do because it's going to be a get ready with me using the new Samantha March and OFRA collaboration. Now this palette is so pretty. It's a face and eye palette with like purple tones, and there's a bronzer, or this blush and the bronzer, and a new highlighter. And I've used this palette one time already, and I thought the look came out super nice and fun, so I'm really excited to play with this some more. And just a couple other of my favorite products I'm trying to use up, those kinds of things. So let's jump in. Alright, so I've zoomed you in on my face. Hi. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to try to stay in frame. So I'm going to start with my eyes, and I'm going to prime them with the MAC Soft Filter Paint Pot. I am using this up. I'm so excited. I feel like I've had this for so long, and I think it's like a nice way to prime your eyes. Mine is getting quite old, and I will probably repurchase it. I don't think I'll get paint on. I think I'll probably stick soft ochre, but yeah, I just kind of I like how it creates like a even base for your eyeshadow. I don't know, for some reason I really like the pot eyeshadow primers. I feel like I don't really love them when they're in like a wand or a like squeezy tube form. I don't know. So I just really like the MAC Paint Pot or soft ochre. Alright, so I'm gonna go in with the eye colors in the palette. This palette, I think of it as like a more like subtle purple palette kind of, because the shades are really like everyday neutral purple shades, I think. I mean, I've definitely seen people do some looks that are like really well bam, and I love that. But I don't know, I also do think there's something nice about like an understated neutral everyday look. I'm using my Valentine's Day Starbucks cup and it's making me so happy. So I'm going to just start with this Wayne Goss number 19 brush. I invested in these brushes a few years ago, and I think they're like really good quality. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the shade, this one up here, which I think is 09, and I'm gonna get that all over my brush, tap it off, and then I'm going to start blending this into the crease of my eye. See, it's just like really easy to blend, I think. Like, this was like, I don't know, it takes like barely any effort at all. So yeah, I'm really happy for Samantha and this collaboration. I've been watching her since like 2017. It was definitely before I was pregnant with my first son. And I remember which apartment I lived in, so it had to have been 2017. And it's just so cool to see everything she does and things like that. I think she is really inspiring because she does so many things. Like, I think she's a very creative person, and I love that she has so many adventures, because I also do similar things. And yeah, just like I really admire that, people who have big dreams and go after them. So yeah, it's super exciting. So I also want to use this video as a time to kind of like update you guys on my life and what's going on. So my son turned a month old yesterday, my newest baby. His name is Theodore, but we call him Teddy. And I just love that. I think we'll probably call him something different as he gets older, but like, I really like this eyeshadow. Right now we just call him Teddy. And he's doing really well overall. We had a little bit of, I don't know if it's like a health scare, but I guess like a health scare, because his newborn cystic fibrosis testing came back abnormal. And so we had to wait a month to go be able to get him a sweat test, which is how they determine whether or not someone has cystic fibrosis. And thankfully his test came back negative, but he's just a gene carrier, and I don't have the cystic fibrosis gene, but apparently my husband does. And so he got it from him. They have the same gene, which is, okay, they said about 1 in 20 people is actually a cystic fibrosis gene carrier, so it's not that uncommon. But we're really thankful that that was negative. And kind of another update that I'm not really sure how I'm going to talk about this on my various platforms going forward. I do want to share our story, but obviously we're still at the beginning of our story and our journey. But he is deaf in his left ear because his ear canal actually did not fully open, and they don't know why that happens. It's pretty uncommon. Only like 50-ish thousand people in the United States have that ear deformity. And I'm not sure what we're going to do about it, but he is deaf in that ear. So eventually he'll probably get a bone conductor hearing aid. But we still need to get really established with his like care team and everything. So that's just something we'll be doing over the next few months. And I don't know, it's very interesting when you learn that your child, has something that's not right with them. Not that being, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I don't know, you're just sort of like, okay, this is something we have to deal with. Like, obviously I wish that he was not deaf in his left ear, but we're just going to have to figure out how we're going to go from here, because as I've learned, several of my friends are actually deaf in their left ears, fascinatingly, and they all lead very happy, normal lives. And yeah, so it's sort of just figuring out what is going to be the best path for our son and really advocating for him. So that's just where we're at with that. But yeah, I know we're going to have to learn more about how to cope with this as a family. So yeah, that's been going on. And also, when people have this kind of ear deformity, there can be other issues with different organ systems, like your kidneys, because kidneys and ears form at the same time. So yeah, one of his we've had several ultrasounds on his kidneys now, and one of his kidneys is larger than the other, and they actually are not sure why. So we do have to continue to follow up with that just to make sure everything continues to develop normally. So cross your fingers that everything is fine, because we don't really know yet. But yeah, so that's how that's going. But otherwise, we are really, really enjoying the newborn stage this time. With my first son, I think we were just so overwhelmed. This is the shade Ink, I believe. I don't think this is the right brush for it. For what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to like pack it on, but it's like dusting away. It's fluffy. And he was a very, very like alert, awake, want to be part of everything baby. So his daytime naps were like never super great. He is a great night sleeper, and he has continued to be a great night sleeper. So we're really thankful for that, knock on wood. But yeah, he like never really gave us hunger cues, and he was not very great at breastfeeding. It was just sort of like, I don't know, we could never like really get his latch down. Oh, there's this brush kind of dirty. So I just ended up exclusively pumping for him for 15 months after trying to nurse for like 2 to 4 months. And so this time has been a completely different experience. With breastfeeding, it's going so well. I've only pumped a couple times, and that's just to like put a little milk in the freezer. And I don't know, I felt way more calm going into this experience with this baby, Teddy. And it's so different. I think I have more to say about that, but I'm just gonna leave it at that for now. And okay, so this shadow is definitely working way better with this brush. I just wasn't doing what I was trying to do. I found that with like in the Galaxy OFRA palette, the darkest color in there never really worked really well for me. I'm not sure if it's just like how it's pressed or the shade, but like it's no big deal, it's just one shade in the palette. And yeah, so but like this one is blending well. I'm gonna clean all this up, don't worry. And yeah, and he sleeps really well. He right now he's sleeping like 9:30 to like 1:30ish, and then I feed him, and then he'll sleep like 2:30 to close to 6, and then some days I go back to sleep, some days I don't. Just kind of depends how tired I'm feeling. Like normally if you don't have a lot going on, I'm not that tired, so I just kind of stay up. But other days I'll go back to sleep until my toddler gets up 2 hours later. And yeah, so overall it's going really well. His little brother, or his big brother, really loves him aggressively. He gives him lots of kisses and hugs, and I don't know, I just feel a lot more confident in my mom abilities and skills this time around. I feel like I'm not really questioning a lot of things. We're just sort of figuring it out, and we love spending time with him. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go in with a shade. I think it's Maya. It's this color right here, and I think I'm gonna use my finger to like put it on the lid. So it's like this light pinky shade. Yeah, I think this palette is like really cute and fun, and I definitely like I do like purple shadows a lot because I have green eyes, well, hazel eyes, but they make the green really pop, which I really like. And I kind of like that it's just more like, it's purple, but it's not like intensely over the top purple, you know? So this is, my eyes are like green out. I'm just gonna like blend the edges. So I always go over things and do this way. But yeah. So yeah, I think going from 0 to 1 kids is way harder than going from 1 to 2. I don't know, my husband and I don't feel very stressed out, really, honestly. Like, we definitely have our moments, but overall, it's like, it's not too bad. So I'm actually gonna go use a makeup wipe and wipe this off. I don't have one right here with me, so I'm just gonna go grab one. I'll be right back. So there is like a little bit of fallout on my cheeks, but like nothing crazy. I think it's mostly from that deeper purple shade, which I just kind of struggled with a little bit, but yeah, so this is where we are. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the Becca Backlight priming filter. I'm just gonna leave you guys zoomed in so I feel like you can see a little better. I have gone through so many bottles of this primer in my life, probably like 4, and it's just, I haven't been using it lately, but I feel like it's just one that's like always in my collection for some reason. And I know some people think it's a lot. Like, this is definitely a heavy glow on the skin, you know, but I love it. So yeah, but I definitely just really want to use it up because hearing that Becca's going out of business, like, I think I mentioned this in another video, but it's so sad to me. There's a lot of the products that I think are really, really fantastic. So that kind of stinks. And then I'm gonna go in with the Burrito BB cream. Yeah, so I have the shade 21 Light Beige, and as you can tell, it's like a little gray when it comes out. I'm trying to make my camera to focus. But yeah, like, as you can see, I think it blends out really well on the face. Normally I would just like squirt it onto my brush, but I'm trying to show you the color, I won't do that. But yeah, so yeah, it's like really gray, but I do think it, we'll start with that, blends out really nicely. So I use my brush. I really like making beauty videos just because I really love makeup. It's like one of my favorite hobbies next to reading. I'm a huge reader because if you don't know this about me, I actually run a website called Gen 20, which is the 20-something guide to life, and it's kind of an online magazine, multi-contributor platform where I have experts and just normal people come share their stories and stuff. I also have a podcast and a published author. My book was published in 2018 by Adams Media, which is an imprint of Simon & Schuster. So we're kind of coming up on my book's birthday, which was really fun. So we'll do a giveaway with that or something. Yeah, but yeah, as you can see, like this blends out like really nicely. Yeah, but I really like makeup. I think it's really fun. I think it's a way to express yourself and kind of change your creative space without like just being able to wipe it off. Does that even make sense? Like, I don't know. Like, I think it's really fun to like change your look and try different products, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so I really love the way this looks. It's definitely super dewy for sure, but yeah, I really like it. So yeah, I really recommend that. I think my friend bought it for me actually, and I think she bought it on Amazon. Then I'm gonna go in with the First Aid Beauty concealer. I really like this concealer. I think it's really beautiful. It's definitely light. Here we go. Just gonna do a little highlighting, and yeah. So I'm gonna blend this out with a sponge, and yeah. But I really like this concealer. I'm not sure when this video is going up. I think the Sephora sale is still live when I'm gonna be posting this. But yeah. So here is my super dewy skin. I don't know. What do you guys think? And as you can see, the color, it might be like a little light, but overall I think it's a pretty good match for me. So I just like to go over my foundation with a sponge just to make sure it's all like, there's no like excess sitting on my skin and it's like really blended. I just think when I have the extra time to do this, my foundation like wears longer and wears nicely. So yeah, I just like it, and I love the dewiness. I love the glow. I think it's so pretty. Okay, so there we are with that. Alright, so I'm not actually going to set anything down, but I am going to give it a second to set a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to go in. I never really do my lower lash line, honestly. I just don't. I don't know. It's not a look I love. To me, it makes my face look really heavy. Maybe you'll see what I mean. But I'm going to go in with, I think still the same shade up in the corner, 09. And I'm just going to use a little bit of this and buff it under my eye. But do you see what I mean? Like, I think it makes my face look heavy. Like, makes my eyes like more weighed down. But let me know what you guys think. Yeah, I don't love the under eye look on me. Don't. Alright, so I'm going to spray my face with my favorite spray, the Pixie Hydrating Milky Mist. It's actually on sale at Ulta right now. Think about buying an extra because I'm just continuing to purchase this till the end of time. I love it so much. So while I'm waiting for all that, I'm going to do my lips. I'm going to use the ColourPop Oh Snap Lip Liner, and I still have some lip balm on. The Oh Snap. It's very mauve, but I think this is one of Samantha's favorites, so that's why I'm using it. And personally, I don't love mauve tones on me. I don't know. There's just something about it that I don't love, but it's okay. This is in my project pan, and as you can tell, it's not going well. But yeah, so there's that. And then the collection does come with 3 glosses. So we have Millie, which is like a clear white sparkly gloss. Peony, which is pink, and then Queen, which is like more brown neutral. So I'll put in some swatches for you. I think today I'm going to use the Peony gloss. I've never actually tried the OFRA gloss formula until I got these, and I've worn this one time, and I love it. I think it's so pretty, and my skin is so glowy and dewy. I get that this might be like a little bit much for a lot of people, but I think it'll wear so naturally. I'm going to use the rest of the palette for my face shades. Alright, so actually I am going to set my under eye just the teeniest bit. I think that looks a little more balanced. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with blush and bronzer. And I'm going to use this Luxie 522 brush. It's actually a highlighter brush, but anyway, I'm going to go in with the bronzer, which is the matte side of the River bronzer. I will say that the bronzer is a little warm for my typical preference. I usually like something a little more neutral or more cool. But I do own the River bronzer, and I have worn it quite a few times, and I do like it. It's just a little, like, I have to be in the mood for this, like, kind of warmth in my face. It's like my skin, I think, is a little bit fairer than Samantha's, so it's like not my #1 favorite shade, but I do think it's nice. Like, I think it looks really nice. As you can tell, it does look super beautiful. And I didn't even set this part of my face, and it's like blending so nicely. I'm gonna go in with the blush. So this is the 6 blush, which is the shimmery side of her Chiclet blush, which is so beautiful. These blushes are definitely very pigmented, but it's so pretty. I love it. And then I'm gonna go in with the highlighter. I don't have my usual highlighter brush over here, but this is a new highlighter they created just for the palette. It's called Dream Chaser. So I'm going to tap into it with this deluxe crease brush from Real Techniques. And I'm just going to put this on the very top of my cheekbone. OFRA's highlighters are so intense, but I feel like this is all I need. There we have the whole collection. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. I'm just going to put on mascara and then be done. Alright, so I have to go feed my son, but I just wanted to give a quick end of video recap. The palette I think is so beautiful. I love the face shades. I do kind of hope that they release some individual pans, especially the highlighter. And I like the eyeshadows. I think they're nice, like, neutral purple eyeshadows in my opinion. But yeah, I don't think you'll regret picking up this palette. And I know Samantha has an OFRA code that's just Samantha for 20% off your purchase, I think. So yeah, definitely use that if you pick this up. Say bye! 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 It is Ben.